Time now for the live coronavirus update for San Antonio and Bexar County.
Mayor Ron Nirenberg. Tonight I'm joined by Dr. Ruth Berggren from UT Health, along with Dr. Junda Wu, our Bexar County Public Health Authority. And this is our COVID-19 update for the San Antonio community. Tonight we're reporting 242 new cases of COVID-19, which brings our total since the pandemic began to 197,497. We are now updating our 7-day rolling average, and it sits at 329. Sadly, we do have 2 new deaths to report this evening as well. In total, since this pandemic began, we've lost 2,678 of our neighbors, friends, and family members to COVID-19, and please keep that in mind. Every time we report a new number to you, that is a loved one that we've lost, a life well lived, and a neighbor that we are mourning, so please keep them and their families in your prayers. In our hospitals tonight, we continue to see more improvements. There are 368 COVID-19 patients in our hospitals this evening. That's the lowest number of patients we've seen in quite some time, actually since early November. Overnight, the last 24 hours, we've had 51 new admissions. There are 136 patients in the ICU with COVID-19, and 72 are on ventilators. So those numbers are moving in the right direction, but as we've reminded you throughout this week, especially with the orders from the state, please do not let your guard down, keep your mask up, and protect yourself and others from this virus. Quick update on vaccines. As of yesterday in Bexar County, we have 265,927 people who have received their first dose vaccine, and 155,385 people who are fully vaccinated. Obviously, those numbers are nowhere near what we need to be for herd immunity. I want to thank all the healthcare workers and volunteers who have been working our mass vaccination sites to get these into arms and protect our community. But as we've been saying from the very start for the last several months, we need more vaccine doses. So we are continuing to send that message to our partners at the state and federal level. Let me turn it over now to Dr. Berggren to give an update from the county and from UT Health.
Thank you for having me with you this evening. The best way to prevent a COVID death is to prevent a COVID infection, so we're all about vaccines. The judge wanted me to share that UHS yesterday administered 6,072 vaccines, which is the largest distribution day ever, and so we're really proud of that. I wanted to share that at UT Health, we have now administered 65,000 vaccines as well, and we continue to vaccinate about 2,000 a day, a little more than that, 6 days a week, and there'll be about 6,000 first vaccines and 6,000 second vaccines that we'll continue to give every week. This means that we are getting through our Tier 1B patient population at UT Health, and we are starting to work closely with Metro Health to coordinate efforts to expand to targeted audiences of just beyond the UT Health population. We're very excited that the state of Texas is now including teachers in the Tier 1B, and we're going to work to help target those populations at UT Health.
Thank you, Dr. Berggren. And we did get some good news, which has not been confirmed yet with a manifest, that we will continue operations at the Alamo Dome, as we do expect some new shipments of vaccines next week, as we did this week. I also want to remind you that if you are struggling through this pandemic, paying rent or mortgage, we have set up an emergency housing assistance program for you. It is still available to provide relief. You can get more information by calling 311 or by going to the website covid19.sanantonio.gov. Also, if you're out of work, lost a job, and without an income, there is a training program available for you. There are jobs available in our community today, and if you need the skills for those jobs, that training program can provide them while you receive a stipend to make ends meet. You can get more information on that program by calling 311 or enroll at 210-224-HELP. And again, this pandemic is not over, but we can get there if we work together. So please continue to mask up, practice social distancing and proper hygiene. Do it for yourself, do it for your family, and do it for San Antonio. As always, you can get the latest on COVID-19 by texting COSAGov to 55000 or by going to the website covid19.sanantonio.gov. Dr. Wu, Dr. Berggren, and myself are available for questions.
Mayor, you guys have mentioned previously, since the announcement of the 100% opening and lifting of the mask mandate, that there are some concerns. This month, we're seeing the most events, the most maybe amount of people in the city since maybe the pandemic even started a year ago. Is there is there any message that you would send to businesses, to events, as spring break is starting up next week, and then we see St. Patrick's Day and the tournaments?
Yeah, and I will say that as we have done with our city facilities, our public facilities since the pandemic started, they will have the strictest of public health protocols as those events get underway.
This briefing continuing right now at KENS5.com and our Facebook page. The mayor taking on a very important question many of us are asking. How will the city get ready as we're preparing for a number of events across San Antonio as the mask mandate is preparing to lift next week? 242 new cases tonight brings us to a total of 197,000 in San Antonio. Sadly, 2 new deaths to report brings us to 2,678 lives lost to the coronavirus here in San Antonio and Bexar County. We got an update tonight from health leaders about just how many people have been vaccinated. 155,000 people fully vaccinated. The mayor says we are making strides, but still not where we need to be in terms of fighting the coronavirus here at home. We'll be right back after this break.